What is the task that you spend the most time in your office? Is it manual and repeated administration tasks? Imagine that if you are the Excel hero in your office. You constantly automating the manual tasks and cut down the processing time and errors. You are thinking now, it will be great if you can automate the boring stuff with Excel. But at the same time, you are also wondering, how do I start? What if you can automate some routine manual tasks in your office and save 99% of your time? What about the moment you reduce the error rate to nearly 0%? That will be fantastic, right? There are millions of companies using Microsoft worldwide. In other words, learning it will help you perform well in most companies in your career life. This video will show you the right mindset and strategies to change your learning experience and keep it fun and interesting throughout your Microsoft learning journey. Continue watching this video, and I guarantee you will learn more about exciting tips to be an essential contributor to your team. First, start with the basics. You can automate most repetitive processes simply by mastering a few Excel formulas. Almost everything is learnable online. Not everyone needs to know A to Z of Microsoft Excel functions or be an expert to perform well in the office. Excel can do more than what you can imagine. It always surprises me with the new functions, even I have been using it for more than a decade. Don't overly stress yourself with an overwhelming pool of Excel formulas or VBA codes. The primary purpose of formulas is to transform your inputs into outputs. Before designing formulas, you need to start by clearly understanding the intention of your input and output. It's a simple concept. Remember, the right practice makes perfect. You can try to learn and memorize all sorts of functions of each button, but it won't bring you far if you don't practice it continuously. Try to test each formula and use it for different scenarios. You can start by first understanding the purposes of 10 standard formulas. Once you understand the flexibility of the formulas you just learned, you will gain more confidence and continue the learning journey. For instance, you can always start with a simple formula such as the sum function to understand how to add up the total, and count function to count how many cells have value in the selected range. Then slowly move to more complex formulas such as the sum if function or count if function to add up or count with some conditions. This method can help you to build the basic idea of each formula, then master it and use it subconsciously without thinking much about it. When you are ready, you can learn sum ifs and count ifs conditional functions, which are slightly more complex. With this step-by-step method, you will understand the purpose of each formula and know which functions to use at the right time. Therefore, regardless you work as an accountant, administrator, business support or analyst, learning some common functions can get you started with the basics. Once you have some ideas on several simple formulas, you can play around and make the learning process fun. This brings me to the next key point. Start by solving small problems in different scenarios. Nothing is easy, especially when you have just started with something new. Learning Excel needs a lot of practice. It won't be easy at first, but we can slowly master it with sufficient practice and persistence. Continuously trying the same formulas in different scenarios and solving different problems, you will master it and see exponential growth in your learning speed. On the other hand, you can also test out different ideas by simply doing some small projects for your company. It can be either helping your department to simplify the process by reducing output time or data cleaning and testing with different colors. In my personal experience in the Excel learning journey. First, I learned the basic functions in my first job, such as count, sum, max, min, and VLOOKUP functions. It was a bit struggle for me as I didn't have a good mentor to guide me or many informative websites at that moment. After some time, I mastered VLOOKUP, then I realized I couldn't use the formula when my lookup value was on the right of my table array. Then, I quickly learned that the combination of index and match formulas is very flexible and solves this problem. I know you may say Microsoft is evolving fast to solve this, such as the XLOOKUP function in the latest Microsoft Excel version. However, based on my working experience, many companies have not used the latest version yet. This is because many companies purchase the Microsoft license by version and may not be able to upgrade it fast enough to catch up with the latest version due to the cost concern. Therefore, there is no harm in learning more now than waiting for the upgrades. To reiterate, learning to use different formulas in different situations can dramatically improve your value to the companies you work with. And hence, they will see you as the Excel expert in that field. Everything is Googleable, from finding the right formulas to sets of complicated scripts. I still remember vividly when my first exposure to the internet, computers, and Microsoft when I was a child in 1997. At that point, learning anything is very difficult. I didn't have YouTube or other sources of information to learn new skills. I know, you may be already exposed to the internet since you were young. But what I'm trying to say here is that the internet has all kinds of information you ever need now as compared to many years ago. You can be an expert on almost anything by simply Googling and understanding the subject. Similar concepts apply to Excel formulas and codes. You may say it's a no-brainer, but trust me, you will be surprised by how easy it is to learn the formula once you have some ideas. Fast forward to today, I have learned various computer languages, including VBA, Python, SQL, HTML, and CSS. I tried to learn all kinds of techniques to master these codes. Now, I only know how to read codes instead of writing it from scratch, as I don't have to use them frequently in my career life. However, I quickly realized that whatever I learned won't be wasted. I still remember the important advice I learned: if you want to master something by reading it, you only need to read various books from different authors on the same topic. In addition, with my understanding of codes and some basic knowledge, I tend to understand the IT department's views easily when I work on projects with them. Moreover, because I can read codes better and understand the basic logic, I can point out the problems fast or even prevent the issues before we start on some projects. Hence, it's not about what we know now. It's about what we want to know in the future. The learnability skill set is more crucial now than previously. We need to be flexible in terms of what we can learn so we can be different in our career journey. If you like my video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channels now. You will learn more about tips and tricks on how to be the tech-savvy hero in your office and see the exponential improvement in the shortest time. Learn the keyboard shortcuts. It will save you a lot of time. I mean a lot of it. The best part of using shortcuts is you don't even need a mouse most of the time, especially in Microsoft Excel. For most of the tasks I performed, I tried to be efficient and not to use a mouse at all. For instance, have you wondered why every time you press the Alt button, it comes out gray boxes with alphabets on top of your Microsoft Excel, Word, or PowerPoint? These are the shortcut keys. You can follow the alphabet to select the buttons. So, let me ask you this question. When you create a pivot table, do you think using a mouse is faster or using the combination keyboard keys Alt, N, V then Enter key is faster? I guarantee you that it will always be the keyboard shortcut key. In my experience, knowing various Microsoft Excel and Windows keyboard shortcuts very well, you will impress many employers with your computer skills. Most of the time that my supervisors seek help with Excel formulas, I tend to do it with shortcuts keys and formulas. With that, I solved all problems in the shortest time. They treated me as the subject matter expert after that. In addition, you also can complete the task faster than amateurs. Imagine that, with the shortcut keys, you can save 30 minutes each day, which is about 10 hours each month. Then, you can use that additional time to complete more tasks more efficiently. It's like driving a car. You will know when to turn, move forward, or stop your vehicle. Similarly, after you use the shortcut many times, it will be in your subconscious. Then you can easily use the shortcuts and solve the problem fast. But be aware that you might be a spotlight, and many people may call you a keyboard warrior, which I think it's a good problem to have. My next tip is to use the reverse engineering method to achieve your Excel learning goals. Excel is all about logic and creativity. It's like solving a puzzle game. You must learn how to piece all the puzzles together to complete the game. In other words, you need to know what you want to build before you start building it. It's like developing a house. The plan and blueprint to build a house is essential before start the foundation or placing the first brick. Similarly, once you know what you want to build or use in Excel, you can think of what you can do to achieve that goal on a reverse engineering basis. Having reverse engineering in mind ensures you can work towards your goal more efficiently. Let's say you want to build an Excel form to allow users to input the value and automatically calculate the value of the points. First of all, you need to know the purpose of the form and the details that users have to input. Then you lay out the draft design, which you think the users can understand it. After that, you try to list all the values you need to have in the drop-down list. Next, input the formula and test it out in several different scenarios. Finally, you select and unlock the cells that require your users to input before you send it to the users. With this strategy, you will be more efficient in strategizing and planning your process. You will surprise how much time you will save in total. In general, learning Excel is like learning other skills, not just getting used to it or memorizing it. You also must enjoy the learning process and challenges throughout the learning curve. Microsoft Excel is only a small part of various methods to improve your career journey. There are various other ways to improve and automate your life. Check out my other videos to learn more about improving your career journey and achieving your goal faster.